Yes, our next speaker is one of the famous brands of Holland, of course, Heineken. We have Otto Esser here. Otto, welcome.
Thanks for having me here today. I'll share in 10 to 15 minutes our story of how we launched our new beer in the Metaverse. I'm the marketing manager in the Netherlands, and I worked on this project with many people in the Netherlands at our global office. We launched this campaign across the whole of Europe, so I'm speaking on behalf of them. And we started the year all together, probably last summer, learning that the beer industry needs rejuvenation, needs new energy. And as the market leader across Europe and also here in the Netherlands, we wanted to lead that with a new product launch. But also the rejuvenation part of the industry, how do we meet with beer the younger audience, so 18 to 25, 18 to 30. That doesn't just come from launching the right kind of beer, but it also comes from having an innovative campaign and having a campaign that really connects with the values of this new audience. And during the process of developing this campaign, we really delved into it. And I think interesting to note a few. One of them is that quality for the younger audience stands at the center of everything they do in life. We've wasted a lot of time together in the last couple of years waiting for everything to open up during the pandemic. And we choose wisely what we spend our time on in life, who we spend our time with, and what kind of products we buy, what we consume. Moreover, I think this new generation has got a real strong compass of a moral compass and are all about openness, inclusivity, and we notice that. Politicians notice that, brands notice that, and online everything is now connected, everything's transparent. So that was also a big driver, I think, for us in launching this new campaign and creating it. Lastly, it's about experiences. People want to come together, people want to have access to something over own it. We've heard it a lot, all of us in the industry, but yet, what is your role then as a brand to provide those experiences to them? So, knowing a little bit more about the audience, we started to create our campaign for the launch of our new beer. And our idea of the campaign, our creative idea, was extra fresh for real. It was an extra refreshing product, but for real moments together. And with the campaign, we said, actually, how can we make a little bit of fun of the shiny, of the pretentious side of life, and really encourage people to have real moments together. The shiny and pretentious side of life you also see on Instagram, you see all over, but you also saw it in our beer ads. Often scenarios and images of situations where you thought, yeah, that's not really me, that's not really. So we also poke a little bit of fun of ourselves in this campaign. We launched this new beer after a couple of months of deciding that we wanted to. And we launched it with an innovative campaign. We had 2 phases, and this is where the Metaverse comes in. You can see, and this is kind of what I'm trying to share as one of our learnings, the Metaverse for us wasn't a goal in itself. It played an important role for us in landing our new innovation. Well, the campaign then, the launch, had 2 phases. A tease phase, where we teased and made everybody aware it's coming, and then an actual launch, an IRL launch, in real life launch, where you could actually taste the product. I know you're all asking, why would you launch a new beer in the Metaverse where you can't actually taste it? Well, I think that we decided after working very closely with our creative agency would be a really fun way to poke a little bit of fun at ourselves, at the idea of it's been the talk of the town, the Metaverse. Everybody's talking about it. What can you use it for? Well, everything, especially socializing, but not drinking a beer. We thought that sort of pun, that joke, would be disruptive and would start everybody to talk, would get everybody talking, get everybody engaging. And that was the whole purpose of the tease phase of our campaign. And yes, we got a lot of conversations, we got a lot of press and PR off the back of it, but also we were really engaging with our audience through the activation that we had in the Metaverse. So what did we do? A couple of pictures here. It's still online, so you can go and visit it. We'll share the link afterwards. But we built a brewery in the Centraland. So we bought a piece of land there and built a fully immersive brewery. You could go into it, walk through it, see the process of how the silver product is made, the ingredients that go into it, the brewing process. Furthermore, there's photo booths. We also had a press conference area, which is where we first announced the launch of our new beer. And at the press conference, we invited media and influencers and people to come and hear the first few words before they would then go off and experience more. Here's another picture of what it looks like inside. Really fun and engaging. When you log in, you create your own avatar and you walk around, and it was super to see the engagement off the back of it. But we also were very aware as a brand, not everybody knows what the Metaverse is. Not everybody might actually come to the press conference. Not everybody might go. So how do we extrapolate the awareness of this launch? So we supported it with loads of paid social content. We worked very closely with content creators who, through a platform called Twitch, were showing people around in the Metaverse. They were logging in on their behalf, who were posting themselves. And we created a load of filters to start to spread the buzz of the fact that we have a brewery, launched a new beer that still you couldn't really taste. So, that was also kind of the question on everybody's mind. Okay, this is quite good, but how am I going to try it now? And that's when phase 2 of our campaign came in. So we did launch at a launch party here in Amsterdam, but actually there was parties all over Europe. Silver for real. What we did is partnered with ID&T, and we partnered with a number of other parties to kind of replicate the environment that we created in the Metaverse in real life. So there were lots of screens here where you could interact with your own avatar, you could go on swings, you could drink like in the Metaverse, collect your tokens, but then as a surprise at the end, there was also a big party with sort of a digital immersive experience, DJs, where you could also then taste the product. And to this environment, we invited a load of influencers, a load of guests, a load of PR, a load of media, who could write about their experience, but also first and foremost, for the first time, taste Heineken Silver. So again, we did the same thing. We created a lot of content around the launch of it, worked with content creators. Here you can see an example of the unboxing experience, and we had some great media partnerships to help us extrapolate this message. And to capture it in a really creative concept. So here, Vice, we worked with them, and we still are for the rest of the year, because we're in the middle of the campaign actually now. They launched a concept called Fresh Faces, and they interviewed all the people that were available there, the DJs mostly, and asked them questions around the fresh experience they're having together, what makes it real, really trying to bring to life our campaign idea. So what did it deliver then for us? I think from an earned media perspective, an awful lot, and interestingly in different bursts, because we had the different phases. Not only from the mass media, but also from lifestyle and other media, which is something that we're really proud of. Why? Because it says we're creative, we're moving on, we're trying to launch something new in a different way, extra fresh way. And then on the right, you can see some snapshots of content creators, of influencers. They're part of the new generation, and of course picky of of the content they create and what they broadcast. And we're really proud to have been able to create in the 2 phases a real experience that was worth sharing by them. They chose to engage, they chose to take lots of pictures, and I think that's the biggest compliment for us as a brand, because it kind of says, hey, with this story, you're being relevant to me, and we'll share it with others. And here are some numbers. I think, I just wanted to put them up there so you can kind of see, well, what does it deliver for your brand? But I'll pick out a few. For us, having such a big earned media reach, about 500 pieces of content, mostly in print and online, is a lot for a launch campaign. And when we look at all the content itself, how engaging it was, we were beating our own benchmark. So you all know the Heineken campaigns that we ran before. This was new, this was extra engaging, which was our objective. So we beat our own benchmarks there. And the sentiment was positive. Yeah, we get a lot of questions, what is it, etc. But people go and find out, and they really love that. And even media. I think one of our guests to the press conference asked where the parking spot was. So some people didn't really get it, but most people were really positive about the experience. And that was it from me today. I've left some time for questions. Hopefully that was helpful.
Thanks a lot, Otto. I already have some questions. One question from somebody in the audience. Philip, how did you deal with minors in the Metaverse? Did they also see the brewery, or were they blocked out?
Yeah, so I think this was a key consideration for us before deciding which platform to go with. We've mentioned a lot, but first of all, the audience on the Central Land was a little bit older, so we chose to go with them. And then the area we created in the Central Land, we could age gate. Oh. So there is no access to anybody under 18 into the brewery itself. So that's how we avoided that. Great.
Yeah, thank you. What will you do? You talk about a very enthusiastic experience, and you have some big numbers. What would you do different next time?
Yeah, well, I guess the most exciting thing, I'm not going to answer your question exactly. It's exciting to get stuck in and to start learning. It's exciting not just for us internally. You can't imagine the buzz and hype it's created, but mostly exciting for everybody sort of participating and following. So what I would continue to do is just try new things. There's so many things we haven't done. We've just scraped the top of the iceberg. So there's NFTs, there's other ways to engage, there's partnerships we can do with other brands. Lay's going to come next and talk about a cool case study. So I would do exactly what we're doing now, which is go in and learn, with both feet.
And how do you said you built an entire brewery with an experience you can go through. Is it maintained? Do you have to keep it up?
Well, it's there, and we're in the middle of the campaign now, so that we're still getting a lot of visits, which is really great. But I think that's our challenge now. So what our big learning is, how do you use the Metaverse to help your own brand, your own campaign? For us, the brewery is not the goal in itself. So our next campaign, we have to think again, is there use of the brewery or of the space? We can build something else, and that's what we'll do.
All right, thank you. Will you stay there, and will next campaigns also live there? Is a question from Maarten. Actually, you also already answered that.
Yeah, we'll stay there, and if relevant, we'll be there again with our next campaign.
Okay, thank you. Let's see if there is another. You already answered the question about the brand experience while missing the senses like taste. You made an interesting mix with the think for real and the digital experience.
Yeah, so it was, the role of the Metaverse was to have a little bit of fun, have that nod to actually launching something you can't touch or taste. What we tried in the beginning was to really showcase the process, the brewing, so people could learn about the product and get excited before they would really taste it.
All right.
So that was how we designed the launch this time.
All right, and actually it's perhaps a technical question, but how does that age gate work? Can you build a stop at the brewery?
Yeah, so it works like a website. So, when you come to the Heineken website, you're asked what's your age, and then you can go in if you're over 18 and not if you're not. So it works the same way at the Central Land, at the brewery. When you sign up, you choose your outfit, your hair, you can make yourself look, many times cooler than in real life. But then you're also asked what's your age, and you're allowed to proceed if you're over 18.
Great. Good to hear. Makes me thirsty already.
Great.
Thank you, Otto.
Thanks a lot for having me.
And see you next time in the Central Land.
Likewise. Yeah.
Bye.